Welcome to the second part of the Building Wardrobe series. Rainy and cozy day is the best time to start a new project. Today's subject, 19th century drawers. More specifically, 1895, as the pattern I'll be basing my drawers on is dated so. As you might know, Victorians had a completely different idea of underwear than we have now. It not only provided shape and structure, but their closest to skin layers were important for hygiene reasons. They would protect the outer garments from smells and stains, which direct contact with the skin would definitely cause. It was much easier to wash them than often decorative dresses and expensive delicate fabrics. Think about how often you wash your coats and jackets. Why do you think they don't need as much attention as our daily clothes? The pattern I'm working with has to be scaled up, and only then I'll be able to adjust the measurements of the waist and hips as well as the length to my silhouette. The pattern consists of two pieces, the half drawers and half band, otherwise also called the yoke, which is a fitted piece extending from the waist to the hips. That removes the bulk of the fabric from the waist area, allowing other garments such as corsets to sit flat on the top. The yoke is one of the reasons why I chose this pattern to work with. I like how it hugs the hips and pushes the bulk of the fabric down where it can be covered by a skirt, making the drawers inconspicuous. The pattern was very easy to draft as I had all the construction lines given with full-scale measurements. I just had to transfer it onto the paper. The pattern was made for a person quite similar to me, and I only had to adjust the yoke slightly. I made a mock-up to make sure that it fits and that the number of tags I established look good. Then I moved on to the linen. I marked all the necessary points and lines with either a pencil in places where it wouldn't be visible or with a pen that disappears when exposed to heat. After sewing the sides and top seam of the band, I cut the corners to make them sharper when the fabric is turned to the other side. Marking the tacks, I drew the folding lines with enough allowance for them to be folded down and not overlap. I made 9 tacks in total, each half an inch wide. The machine came with a curious attachment called a tack marker, which, after testing it out on the mock-up, I concluded not exactly useful, at least not as much as it should be. But it definitely kept the fold in the right place, allowing for the tacks to be of even width. Then it was finally time to use my smocking pleater, and it was very satisfying. As the name suggests, it's used to gather the fabric for smocking, but I just used it to gather the excess on the hips. After attaching the band to the drawers with the machine and stitching the inseams, I finished the unseen side of the yoke by hand, as otherwise the stitch would show on the front. I really enjoy hand sewing. It's very calming and gives me a sense of accomplishment. The trim I chose for the bottom was sewn beneath the tacks, after securing the raw edges of the linen with a narrow hem. Finally, for the finishing touches, buttons and loops. The buttons I used were made from bone, like it was common in the past. I will list them in the materials below, along with the name of the website where I got them. The loops, which are made using a buttonhole stitch, are one of my favorite fastenings, as they look very elegant and even decorative if neatly done. After these finishing touches, it was time to dress up and create some Victorian underwear content. How improper! I hope you enjoyed my sewing endeavor, and if my creativity reaches your heart, please subscribe. I'll see you next time.